written and directed by York Shackleton, 211 is an action thriller which stars Nicolas Cage. And reviewing movies, it's always peculiar. Everyone does it in a different way, everyone has different standards, different subjective tastes. And when I review movies, I usually review them based on a multitude of things, but most importantly, what was the director aiming for, and in which category does it fall, the movie itself. And this film is, as you can imagine, a direct-to-video movie, and Nicolas Cage has had a shit ton of those in the last years, unfortunately, because he's a great actor, he's been in some amazing films, Raising Arizona, Face Off, Living Las Vegas, and even the Wild at Heart, the David Lynch film. So it's always sad to see him in direct-to-video movies. And this month I've been watching a lot of Nicolas Cage films, and this there have been so many shit films that came out direct-to-video. And this year we've got three. We've got Mom and Dad, which I really liked, a very nice movie. And then we also got Looking Glass, which no one saw, which is a terrible poster, and it was okay, very dirty, very sleazy. And then we got 211, which is the code for a bank robbery. And this film is supposedly based on a true story. I've tried to do some research, it's almost impossible to find out what the actual true story is. It's very hidden, there isn't even a Wikipedia page for this film, so I was very confused. It might even be bullshit, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But I got to say, for a direct-to-video action movie, it's pretty good. It's a pretty enjoyable film. It's nothing special, it's nothing terrible like some people are making it out to be, it's nothing even all that great, but it is a very watchable film. For 1 hour and 27 minutes, you get your money's worth, definitely, for a multitude of reasons. First of all, the action itself. Well, it isn't as good as something like the Steve Atkins movies, the Scott Adkins movies with martial arts and anything. The shootouts are fairly well done, with pretty interesting camera work, no shaky cam, all practical effects, bullet casings flying everywhere. And that was fun. And it is almost just 1 hour, the second and third act of the film, are just 1 hour of people shooting aimlessly. But it's entertaining, it's loud, some might even say obnoxious, but I enjoyed it. And it also does help that Nicolas Cage gives pretty solid performance, like he always does in my opinion. He rarely phones it in to me, even though he is some pretty shitty movies. There are some pretty big negatives here, mostly the dubbing, because this film was shot in Bulgaria, in Sofia if I'm not mistaken, with an almost entirely Bulgarian crew, and a lot of secondary cast members who are not English speakers. You can tell from the voice acting, the dubbing, the ADR looks painfully obvious, very poorly executed, unfortunately, it took me out constantly. But the English actors, we got Nicolas Cage, we also got like Sophie Skelton and Michael Rainey Jr. and this guy Wayne Cameron, like, maybe you guys know them from TV, I don't know, I don't care about it. They were okay, they were fairly good, and there are a lot of attempts at drama that felt pretty flat, especially in the beginning of the film. There's also this weird sequence in Afghanistan, which is obviously not Afghanistan, and yeah, the robbery itself is fun. It is fun to watch, and that's the key word to this film. It's okay, it's fun, it's nothing spectacular as you might expect. But that's the thing, if I were to compare it to like any other serious action movie, it's not The Raid, it's not John Wick, it's not any of those films, so it would probably be like 1.5 stars, some shit like that. But I'm comparing it to other direct-to-video action movies, and I've seen some terrible ones, truly god-awful. And also I've seen a couple of good ones, and this falls right in between. It's not as good as something like Accident Man or the Universal Soldier movies, but it's also not as bad as some of the other films, like some with Antonio Banderas, which are pretty terrible to watch. So guys, honestly, there isn't much to say about this film. It's just mindless action, some nice shootouts, pretty good effects, decent acting for the most part, okay story, nice direction. It's simple. It's a simple film, nothing great, nothing terrible, and enjoyable in the moment. So, yeah, I recommend you check it out if you like action. But still, guys, have you watched 211? Do you like it or do you dislike it? Tell me in the comments below. So just watching it to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.